Let's go.
All right. Oh, Big D. Pick a category. And then understand, the presidency is pretty much from that chapter. The court's pretty much from that chapter. The videos and the articles could basically be from anything, and sometimes they switch up. So why don't you pick the first category, just 1 point of something.
Okay, we're going to do 1 point of the courts.
1 point of the courts. Okay, list first hand I see. Go ahead, click it. Order of discussion and order of the vote. You've got it first. Go ahead. Zoom in on her, Cheyenne.
Order of discussion, the Chief of Justice always speaks first.
Chief Justice always speaks first.
But in the order of the vote.
Well, and then how do they go from once the Chief Justice speaks first?
Oh, it's like seniority. So the Chief Justice will speak, and then the next person that's been in the office for the most.
And then who's last?
The least experience, like Kavanaugh.
Yeah, your friend. Yeah, Kavanaugh. Okay, so understand on this. When the justices, Supreme Court justices are in conference, the order of the discussion is Chief Justice speaks first, high seniority to low seniority. What's the order of the vote when they're in conference? Who always votes first?
Kavanaugh. Like
Kavanaugh, why?
Because he has the least experience, and they want.
He has the least experience, and then the order is.
It goes from like the lowest to the highest.
And who always votes last?
Chief Justice.
Chief Justice does. And if you remember, I had said if you're a sports fan or if you just like soccer, you know, you want to be playing at the end versus the beginning. The most important vote is the last vote, just like the most important minutes are typically at the end of the game. That's why the Chief Justice votes last. Pick me a category. You gave me the last correct answer. And remember, everybody in the groups need to answer something. I want to give bonus points, but if you just sit there and end up with -3 at the end, I'm taking 3 points away. Go ahead. Go ahead, pick a category. Gotta go.
Articles, 5 points.
Articles for 5, she says. Executive order, executive privilege, executive agreement. First hand I see. It looks like it's Molly and then it's May. 5, Molly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, May.
I had it. President can make a law.
President can make a law. Which one is the president can make a law? Executive order is the president can actually make domestic law. That's right, Ricardo with a Q. That's right. How long do these executive orders last? 5. Anybody in the group? 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Oh, as long as the president is in office.
Yeah, these are really only binding, Joey's group. They're really only binding while the president is in office. So the president can make a domestic law without Congress, and it's dealing with Article 2 powers, and it's only good while the president is in office. Other presidents can follow it, but they don't have to. What's executive agreement or executive privilege?
Executive privilege, the president can use that whenever it's an issue of national security.
Okay, the president, well, so what is it though?
I think
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One's group, you're the last one. You want this? Wow, y'all don't want this. Executive privilege is the idea that you can keep executive branch communications confidential. These could be letters, these could be memos, these could be faxes, these could be emails, or maybe something else that we'll talk about a little bit later on. Excuse me, first hand I see executive agreement. Go ahead, Molly.
It's not in the Constitution. But
It is not in the Constitution, that's right.
If a president is negotiating like a lower level treaty, it doesn't require the consent of the Congress.
Consent of the Senate, in fact. Can you give me any examples of executive agreement?
The Migratory Bird Treaty with Canada.
The Migratory Bird Treaty that Jimmy Carter negotiated with Canada. Can you give me another one? 5, 4, 3.
Something that falls within border security.
Something deals with border security. Can anybody give me anything better than that? 3, 2, 1. When George W. negotiated a treaty for the use of drones along the Mexican-American border. First hand I see. Can anybody give me an example of an executive order? 5. Shame on y'all. Go ahead. You've got it. Then you.
Nixon with Pearl Harbor.
-5. -5. Go ahead, Julie.
FDR with the Japanese.
FDR with the Japanese Americans. Actually, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relocating the Japanese Americans. Any others that you can give me? Because I think there's 3 that you could really talk about. Any group. 5, 4.
Was there something with Trump?
3. There was something with Trump. 2.
Obama with immigrant.
Obama with the immigration. This was actually, if you remember, the Saturday Night Live video in there. The legalization of 5 million undocumented immigrants. Don't forget about the videos. Go ahead.
Oh, and also Trump with the Muslim ban.
The Muslim ban. Another word for it?
Travel.
Travel ban. Trump with the travel ban. Y'all have taken the lead now. We'll come back to executive privilege a little later. Click it if you would. And you'll notice President has lawmaking power and executive order. Privilege is confidentiality of the executive branch communications. And agreement is presidential treaty making power. Pick me a category. Y'all have a small lead. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Carmen.
Let's see. Let's do videos for 3.
You want to recruit
Videos for 3.
Max? We recruit Max.
Okay, Max is with one.
Yes. Max, get over
List
here.
all you can.
Hurry.
Click.
We need you.
I need the line item veto.
We need you.
Line item veto. First hand I see, or y'all opened it, so y'all get it first. But first hand I see gets a second. 5. Line item veto. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Molly.
The line item veto is a partial veto, and it applies specifically to budget legislation.
Yeah, it does. 1, 2, 3, 4. The line item veto is basically where the president is dealing with budget laws, and what is it that the president can do with the budget law?
To remove objectionable provisions, but signs the rest of the bill into the law.
Yeah, the president is actually able to go line by line and remove specific parts that the president doesn't want, and then ultimately sign it, and then it would become law. Okay, if the president, is this legal? 5.
No,
It's not. Why? 4.
because in Clinton's term, it was struck down as a violation of separation of powers.
Yeah, it was. This sounds like this came straight from the PowerPoint. Make sure you watch that PowerPoint because there's some really good short answer questions and some multiple choices that can come from it. Video and that little bit of writing, so don't blow it off. Touch the house, Molly, you're back in the lead. Pick me a category.
The presidency, 5 points.
Presidency for 5. Yeah, we got a Pictionary. I need somebody to draw.
That's lit.
Draw what?
I need something, well, I'm going to tell you when you get up here, but I need
Doesn't have to
somebody to
be
come
from-
draw.
I'll draw
From their group.
from their group line.
Come on, Carmen, come on up. If you're a bad artist,
I'll go.
even better.
I'll go for my group.
Come on, Carmen.
3, 2,
What's
1.
that?
I'll go.
Okay, this is what I need you to draw. You ready for this? I need you to draw that. Don't say it out loud, okay? You got it? Okay, 1 minute. We'll start it on the 3. If you want it, that's enough room for you. You can draw right there. This is from the presidency chapter. Go ahead.
She asked her group for help.
Wait,
Her group gets to guess as much as they want to guess.
does that have to be exactly for the president? Like,
I just need you to draw that. That's all I need you to draw.
I don't mind that. I need to know that.
Then draw your definition. Draw your definition.
Can I see?
Right?
Oh my God.
That's actually.
I don't know what that is. At the end. Because if they have, oh my God.
That's actually.
Not like,
What is that?
oh my god.
No, I think I know. I think I know.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Wait, come on.
Can I write something?
No,
Oh.
unless they
Write
say
in
it.
Pictionary?
You can't write in Pictionary.
What? Hold on.
20 seconds, your group can guess. This is from the presidency chapter, and it looks like there's a brick.
Oh my god. I can't draw. I can't ask a question.
No, she's just drawing.
I want to go next.
What is? I think there's a piece.
Hold on. Hold on a second. You know, I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this, she
I can't
says.
draw.
Okay, now here's the way that this typically works. The way that this works is if your group gets it right, then you get the 5 points, which is what this is. If you guess now and you get it wrong, it's -5. And this is a really pathetic drawing. No offense, but it's really, really bad. So, I don't think you want to touch this. Okay, if you want to guess. You really don't have to do this. I'm saying this because you really shouldn't do this.
Can we get negative points?
Yes, you can. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to guess, May?
Do we want to take a chance?
First hand I see. This is from the presidency chapter. Carmen was drawing makeup. What's the significance of makeup from the presidency chapter? You've got it first.
Women typically take more time than men. So they get more
You know, that's true. That's not the answer that I'm looking for. That answer. You still have it. Go ahead. JFK. What election was this? Do you know the year? Anybody in your group? 5.
1960.
It was the 1960. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 1960, Nixon ran against Kennedy. And what happened for the first time in 1960? 5.
TV guys do.
Tell me.
TV guys do. TV guys do. So the.
TV to how? 5, 4. Tell me. 3, 2, 1. He doesn't know. Go.
There was the first televised debate.
First televised presidential debate. You gotta get close to this. You gotta get in there. Okay, so tell me, Nixon made some mistakes, right? What were the mistakes that Nixon made?
He didn't look at the camera, he looked at the moderator.
Nixon did not look at the camera, he looked at the moderator.
He just came from the hospital.
And
He looked, he didn't get makeup.
He was wearing dark
He didn't get
clothing.
makeup.
Nixon was pale because he had just come from the hospital and he didn't wear makeup. Why?
Because he thought that he was
5.
gay. He thought
that
it was
the
gay.
Kennedy people got a hold of this and they kind of spread rumors that maybe he was gay, that in fact he would lose. And you said, what about his suit?
He was wearing dark clothing on a dark background.
And so his paleness actually just became more accentuated. What did Kennedy do? 5. Anybody? 4.
He looked at the camera when
Kennedy
talking.
did actually make eye contact with the camera. Anything else? 3, 2.
He came from campaigning in California or Florida or something, so he was tan.
He did not need makeup because when white people come back from Cali, they're tan. Anything else? 3,
He was
2,
charismatic.
1. Who's next, Big D? Go.
He was wearing a tan suit.
He actually wore a suit. Wrong one. He wore a suit he wore a suit that actually stood apart from the background. What was the significance of all of this? Anybody in your group?
He was much more attractive and appealing.
Who was?
JFK.
And so how did that deal with the people that watched it on TV?
They liked looking at him better.
Go ahead, Joey.
People who watched the TV thought that JFK won.
They did.
And
And?
people listening on the radio thought that Nixon won.
And why would you think somebody won a radio debate?
Because they sounded more professional. They know
Because of his ideas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ultimately, the moral of 1960 was you don't win a presidential election because of your debate, but you can lose one because of your debate. That's why they always make a big deal. 5, 10, 50, 20, 28. 5, 10, 50, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 15. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Really, really close. Y'all have the lead. Pick me a category, if you would. Gotta go, Joey's group. Gotta go.
Articles 3.
Articles 3.
Articles 3, I think. Click it. Home country. You have it first. First hand IC's got it next. I think it is you, Ricardo. 5. Get in here. 4.
I don't know.
3.
When people
This is
like
when you
play,
asked us
you-
about
I
like
remember
where
when-
we
yeah.
from and then
2.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Ricardo.
When I think it was when Michelle Obama,
What did Michelle Obama do?
she said that Obama's home country was Kenya.
Michelle Obama, 1, 2, 3, actually said when we went to Africa and visited Barack's home country in Kenya. What's the implication of her saying that?
That he wasn't actually U.S. born.
1, 2, 3. It makes him sound like he was Kenyan. And what group did she really upset by saying that? 5. You'll have it next. 4, 3, 2.
Democrat Party.
-3. Go ahead, Molly.
That was so stupid.
The birthers. 1, 2, 3. And what is it that the birthers believed?
The birthers believe that he was not born in the USA.
Yeah, they actually challenged this. They actually went to court over it. They didn't think that he was qualified to be president. What congressman had a problem with this issue? 5. First hand I see after Molly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
I don't know his name. I can't.
Did it look like she raised her hand?
Yeah.
-3.
I did not raise my hand. Play that video back. I did not raise my hand.
He said you did. It was actually Mike Castle. Don't forget about the videos on this. Touch the house. Y'all gave me the last correct answer. Pick me a category.
The court's 5.
Courts for 5. Yeah, we got another Pictionary. Oh, and I need a good artist. Oh, come on up, Pedro. You don't write with your left hand. You don't write with your left hand.